everyone, and welcome back to my video. So today I'm going to give you guys an insider's guide to UGA, which is the University of Georgia, in case you didn't know. This is just some tips, some information about the school in general, whether you're an incoming student, a current student, or just a prospective one. Just as a disclaimer, a lot of the things I'm saying is like pre-corona. I don't know exactly what they're planning to do this upcoming school year and how it's going to change. So everything I'm saying is just based off of my previous experience. To start it off with, I'm gonna go ahead and just say like what I did in high school, I guess, that got me in. Pretty much, I had an unweighted GPA of 3.8. I don't know what my weighted one is. My school didn't do weighted GPAs. I had a 1320 on my SAT. I know it's not the highest score, but honestly, I didn't study for the SAT. I just went in and I took it and I was like, all right, this is a decent score and I'm just gonna use that one. So that was the only score I submitted. I was an honors student. I took 11 AP classes. I received the capstone diploma and the rest of my courses are all gifted. I think I only took one honors one. In terms of extracurriculars, I was working in high school. I created my own research project. I volunteered. I was shadowing. I was interning. I was co-captain of my volleyball team freshman year, and then I did track the remaining years. Yeah, I know I'm forgetting some things, but that's just the gist, because I would have to pull up everything that I did for me to remember. But yeah, so I had asked on my Instagram for some questions that people had, and I'm just going to integrate them throughout the different sections throughout the video. Someone had asked me about the workload. In all honesty, in high school, I had mostly A's, some B's. And the truth is that I never really had to study. Like, to me, I could just listen to what the teacher was saying, and for me, high school was all memorization. I mean, like, as bad as it is to say, there would be times where I would memorize everything for a quiz one class period before and get 100 on the quiz. Like, I'm not even kidding. Yes, that was fine in high school, but it really kicked my butt when I got to college. Like, really kicked my butt, like, really, like, it really kicked my butt, okay? Because you can't get away with it in college. College is not memorization. At least for the classes I'm taking, memorization is just not going to work. Like, you actually have to sit, understand the material, and honestly, that was really a struggle for me my freshman and sophomore year. In case I didn't know, I'm about to be a third year, so like a junior. Yeah, like, I went to like an academic coach to try to figure out study skills, whatever I could do in order to get better. In comparison to high school, the workload is not a big difference. However, the amount of time that you need to study for each class, there is a big increase. So the rule kind of like is, for every credit class that you take, you want to expect to study 2 to 3 hours outside of your lecture time. So for example, if your class is 3 credit hours, if one class is 3 credit hours, then you would expect to study 6 to 9 hours for that class per week. So if you're taking 12 credit hours, which I think is the minimum that you can take to be a full-time student, you should expect to study between 24 and 36 hours that week. And then that number will go up the more credits that you're taking. Not everybody does it, but that's just like a guideline to see like how many hours you need to be studying per week for your classes. It's not really hard to manage as long as you stay on top of it and don't fall behind. Another thing is, try not to cram anything. Try to just learn stuff in increments. But this is a whole study video that I guess we could go off into another one if you guys want that. My major is biology and I have a concentration in neuroscience. So I could speak a lot about the STEM aspects of courses, but I do also have friends that are in like business or fashion and advertising, just different things in general. I'm pre-med right now. I'm considering pre-podiatry, even though that's not technically a section, if that makes sense, but yeah. So the next thing we can go ahead and talk about is dorms. UGA has freshman high-rises and regular dorms. Me, I stayed in a freshman high-rise my first year called Brumby. Okay, at first I was like, ew, I don't want to be in a community bathroom and everything like that. But honestly, y'all, I'm so happy I lived in Brumby my first year, and if I had to pick again to do it again, I would pick Brumby. So there's 3 freshman high-rises. There's Brumby, Creswell, and Russell. They typically have 2 people to a room with 2 twin XL beds. and like an area you share with a community bathroom. The way that the ECV dorms are set up, they're more like apartment style, suite style rooms. 4 people in an apartment, and then everyone has their own room, but 2 people share a bathroom. There's pros and cons of both areas. The pros of the high rises for freshmen is that, y'all, it's so much more social. Honestly, the way that I met almost all my friends was meeting them in my dorm area. I know like the RAs and stuff, like they organize events throughout the year, like every week pretty much, like in the lobbies and the rotundas, where you can just meet new people, have fun, listen to music, do whatever it is that they plan to do.
Even Sabina, like, and y'all know she don't eat, period.
I'll be over there. Shawty, I'll be over there. Yeah.
They really put in a lot of effort to make sure you enjoy your freshman experience, because I know that me and my friends, we all did. ECV is on the other side of campus, basically. It stands for East Campus Village. The dorms are technically nicer. It was a bit quieter on that side. They are bigger. It is less social, so it has the pro of being a bit nicer, but it also has the con of being not as tight of a community as you might find in a freshman high-rise. And for a first year, I would prefer to be in a high-rise just because you want to meet new people on campus and just have those kind of fun experiences that introduce you to campus and the people around you. Right, next we're going to talk about the dining halls. UJ has 5 dining halls. There's Bolton, O House, Joe Frank, Snelling, and the Niche. So each dining hall basically, I'm not going to say they all serve different foods, but I would say that they cater to different, I can't think of the right word. Bolton is, I would say, the main one. Bolton has like omelets, waffle lines, pancake lines, sandwich lines, pasta lines, salads, just different things. It's like right by Tate, so it was really easy for me to just walk over there when I had meal plan. Joe Frank is right next to ECV and Ramsey, which is the student gym. They do have smoothies that you can get. They also have pizza, but they do have a variety of everything. These are just what I associate each one with, basically. Snelling is open 24 hours. There's even a little area underneath Snelling, so if you go in and walk down these steps, there's like a little study area kind of thing where you can do schoolwork, go upstairs, grab a bite to eat, go right back down again. It's open 24 hours. Miss Sandra used to work there. She used to give everyone hugs, but I heard she retired after this year. I didn't really eat that much at Snelling, to be honest, but my friends did whenever it would be late and they wanted to grab something to eat. I'm not sure what they had. What do they have? I would go to O House for like their Mexican food. Like every time I went to O House, I would go to get a burrito or a quesadilla. But I know people also go there for their hibachi. It's right next to O House, the dorm, so it's not even far from Bolton either. It's just up this little hill you gotta walk up. And last but not least is the Niche. The Niche is a little bit off. It's not off campus. You can take a bus to go there, but it's not like near the central hub of students. It's kind of like a restaurant styled area where you can like, it's like you order your food, then you sit down and wait for them to call it up for you. And they have really good food and stuff that you can't get in other dining halls, or just tastes better. I don't know. So the Niche, you can make it a thing to go to. You could be like, hey, you want to go to the Niche? Because a lot of us would do that freshman year. I had only been there a couple times. I wish I went more. It was just a bit inconvenient, but the food probably tastes the best over there. Now that we talked about the dining halls, let's talk about meal plan. There's different kinds of meal plans. There's like a full access one. There's one that excludes weekends. There is a commuter one. My freshman year I had an unlimited one just because I do not cook and we did not have our own kitchen. The way that our rise was set up, there was like a kitchen on every other floor, and you'd have to have like your own pots and everything like that. So it just wasn't for me. Yeah, I would recommend having a meal plan if you're living on campus. If you're living off campus, I know some people get a commuter's one. Like I know some of my roommates got a commuter's meal plan. I personally didn't get a meal plan just because I eat pretty basic food and I could just make it at home for probably much cheaper. but that just you have a certain amount of swipes to get in terms of courses. So basically everyone follows a general path in terms of when they start going into their major. Typically your first 2 years are like knocking out your prerequisite classes and your core curriculum classes. And core curriculum classes are classes that everybody has to take. It doesn't matter what major you are or anything, everyone has to take it. It's like social sciences, you have to take an FYOS, which is a freshman odyssey seminar, which allows you the chance to basically take a credit class in whatever topic that you might not typically take in a class that's related to your major. UGA has a website basically, so if you go onto DegreeWorks, it basically shows you all the classes that you need to take, all the classes that you can take that will count towards your credit hours. It basically helps you stay organized with what you need to take, what you need to register for, and things like that. Another thing, I don't know what majors necessarily do this. I know mine does, but you can also not only add a minor to your major, but you can also have a concentration. Like, I don't have a minor, but I have a concentration in neuroscience. It's classes that you have to take that go towards your major regardless. It's just you have to take these specific ones to fulfill those requirements to get your major, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. In terms of study spots, so UGA has a lot of different study spots. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Miller Learning Center, or MLC. Basically, classes are held there, or you can study over there. And the nice thing about the MLC is not only does it have a certain study rooms that you can go off into with like your classmates or whoever, but basically the higher level of the building you go to, the quieter it gets. So the first floor is the loudest, and I think there's 4 floors, I think. The highest floor is the quietest. So basically you can pick what kind of environment you're going to be in just by going to a different level of the floor. I personally like to study in the science library just because it's I like to have some background noise but not it be too loud, and I like an open setting. Another good study spot is the main library. And I can't talk. I don't know if everybody knows this, but let me let you in on a little secret. But basically, I think it's the 4th floor of the main library. That's where I would go to study. There's whiteboards that you can write on. And so yeah, to me, I like that. You don't have to buy your own markers or eraser. If you just give them your student ID, you can rent the markers and the erasers. And once you're done with them, you just give it back to them, you get your student ID back. Next, sports. So I know a lot of people love the sports at UGA. Honestly, I wasn't a big sport person until I came here, just because the environment here is heavily, just because a lot of people that go to UGA are sport people. Not all sporting events are free. I know at some schools that they are free, but not at UGA. Some sports, you just need your student ID to get in. They are free, like some basketball games, some volleyball games that I've been to. I just showed my student ID and walked in. In terms of football, I know some schools have free football tickets. It's not like that at UGA. To get all the home season games, it's $80 and it is on a limited supply. Freshmen do get priority, and then I think it goes by credit hours. So I think it goes, the next priority level is senior, junior, sophomore, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I got the full package freshman year. Then I got only half a package, so half of the season games my sophomore year. But I ended up being like a football ambassador, so I didn't have to worry about that in the end. But yeah, those are definitely really fun to go to and experience.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something.
So someone had asked me about the extracurricular activities at UGA, and let me tell y'all this, okay? There is a club for every single thing that you want to do. And if there's not, you can make one. Okay, y'all, there's literally a club for everything. Like, everything. Like, you know what? Hold on. If you just type in, like, UGA clubs on Google and go to their involvement network, it just looks like this. Y'all, there's literally so many, y'all, so many. There's at least 810 just on the website. Another thing is, like, if you played sports in high school but you obviously are not playing them like for the school, there are like rec teams. There's intramural and rec teams. They're 2 different things. I think I did the rec team.
We won! Woo! Yeah, winners. Winners, bruh. Winners. Lex, what the? Winners. Yeah!
Or if you're better than the average Joe, which I don't consider myself to be. I used to be, but not anymore. But if you're better than that, you could try out for, I think it's the intramural teams that go and play against some other schools too. Resources, y'all. UGA has so many resources, okay? And I can tell you right now, I don't even take advantage of them as I should. Like, I really need to do better. There's advising, there's academic coaching, there's tutoring, and it's all free. It's free, you guys, so please take advantage of it. I use academic coaching to help me get my study skills right, but basically you could just set an appointment with them and they can help you do so many different things, whether you need help with like time management, organization, just whatever you feel like you need help with in the realm of academics, they can help you. There's so many different kinds of advisors. I have my regular academic advisor who I go to when registering for classes, and then I have my pre-med advisor. If I'm being completely honest, y'all, and I've never been one to like completely rely on what counselors tell me, but once I got to college, you do have to meet with your advisor in order to register for classes. And I remember like one time one was telling me like, yeah, you should consider changing this and doing that. And then when I went and talked to like my pre-med advisor, she was like, I don't know why they would tell you that because all your stuff is fine. In fact, you're doing more than a lot of people. So honestly, and they were like, if it was bad, then I would let you know that. So honestly, go to whichever advisor or mentor is more specific to what you do want to do in your career field, because they're the ones that know what grad schools or career fields, like what they're looking for, what they require, more so than your academic advisor. And I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Some people may have another opinion, but I know people that don't even meet with the academic advisor in person. They just email them because, yeah, you know. Next part is parties and like downtown life. You can basically party however much you want to in college, okay? Especially at UGA. We got people that party from Thursday to Sunday. Thursday to Monday. We got people that party just one day a week. We got people that don't party at all. Really, it's whatever you want to do. Downtown Athens is basically, in terms of nightlife, it's just like a collection of bars pretty much. It's always really packed, crowded. So that's basically what you should expect every time you go down there. UGA does have a lot of parties. I would say there's probably more in the spring semester than there is in the fall semester. And they're fun. I'm just not a party person. I much prefer like a house party or something like that versus like a big one. But I do know that the people that do go to those parties, like we did go freshman year to experience them. I know people that still go to them, like they like them. And so they are fun. I just don't like being in like a super packed area anymore. A lot of people go to them, and it's still the way to meet new people and still experience it. If you're a freshman, I would say to go ahead and go to them your freshman year just so you can experience them. Downtown, if I'm being completely honest, it's fun to go to like let's say we all win a game, we all go downtown, it's fun. But eventually it gets pretty repetitive. Like I feel like now I wouldn't really go downtown to party. I would want to go like drive to Atlanta to go party, if I'm being honest. But that's just me. There's buses that go to downtown at night. They run to like 2 a.m. ish. There's shuttles from even like off-campus housing that go downtown certain days of the week. So like we used to do that. Like we would take a shuttle to go downtown, just make sure we made the last one to come back, and we'd be good to go. So we never even, I don't think we ever drove down. We never drove downtown to party or anything like that. A good thing about downtown, y'all, there's a Chick-fil-A there that's like open to like 2-3 a.m. in the morning. It is better than the Chick-fil-A that's in Tate, the student center, because in the one in the student center you can't like use gift cards. I don't think you can use points, and it might be a tiny bit more expensive, but I'm not sure.
What you say?
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go into is transportation. Y'all, I promise y'all, The first 2-3 weeks of campus, I was so lost. I did not understand the bus system. I did not understand how to get to my classes. I was literally typing into Google Maps every single time I needed to go to a new building, and I would walk because I didn't understand the buses. There's this UGA app. I'm gonna show y'all on here. So there is this UGA app, okay, and it has so much stuff that you're gonna use typically. Ignore my nails. But in terms of transportation, all you have to do is click UGA bus. Well, it's temporarily discontinued, but basically these are all the bus stops that UGA has. And when the buses are running, it'll show you on each section which bus is coming, how long it's going to take for it to get to you, and where its next stops are going to be. Once I figured out how to use that app, it was definitely a lifesaver, and even now I still use it. Another thing you can do, if you're just trying to find like the general vicinity of where a certain area is, if you go right here to campus map and you just go right here to places, and you can it'll show where it is and what bus routes will go near it, basically, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's easier to walk to a class because the bus might not go directly to it, but overall UJ is a pretty big campus, so if your classes are far apart from each other, I would definitely recommend taking the bus. They do get crowded sometimes, like Orbit will get really crowded, but I didn't have to take Orbit that much, or I would just find an alternate bus that would go to the same place, just take a different route. Some people ride bikes, but yeah, in terms of transportation, UJ is pretty good with keeping their buses running. I've had classes that are like 15 minutes apart, and they'll be like far opposite, like far apart, really far apart from each other, and I just hop on the bus and I'll get there on time pretty much. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of like my general thing of UGA. If you guys have any specific questions, please don't hesitate to go ahead and comment them below and ask them, and I'll do my best to respond. Or go ahead and DM me on Instagram at _itsabina, and I can answer any question you have. Also, this was kind of not really like a super big like freshman advice video, so if you guys do want like something that's more like tips and things related to that, go ahead and comment that down below. Or if you guys want to see any other videos related to UGA / college life, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and let me know that too. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.